Again, just caught a little bit of Fox this morning, and it looks like number 5 scandal is about to break, and that's in regard to Kathleen Sebelius. She apparently has been soliciting funds from a large number of organizations to try to shore up what she believes the administration needs to implement this horrific abomination known as the Affordable Care Act. You know, you have to ask yourself a question. I can understand why they chose that name, because it sounds enticing. You know, it's affordable, and it's health care, and it's an act. But when you peel the onion, you find out that it's rotten to the core. So they need to change the name. The Affordable Care Act sounds absolutely absurd. But anyway, so Kathleen, she's been out there soliciting funds, which is like illegal. You know what I mean? But you think it sort of matters if it's illegal? I mean, you take a look at Fast and Furious. That was illegal. You take a look at Benghazi. The fact that our president and our Secretary of State lied. They, along with the other cohorts, did not want the truth to be known by the American people for fear that it might sway the electoral base, you know? I don't know if that would have done that. I mean, do people really care that Americans are slaughtered? I don't think most even know. And then you got the AP scandal, you know, where Eric Holder recused himself, but there's no evidence that he recused himself. It's just his word. Now, can anybody seriously accept his word for pretty much anything? I don't think so. Typically, when people recuse themselves, they have it in writing. It's dated and stamped and witnessed, so there's no question. When you have somebody like Eric H. Holder that has a real difficult time telling the truth, I get a kick out of him when he stands up and goes under oath. He goes like this, you know, like this. Like, it's cool. I'm under oath. Huh? Question is, it obviously means nothing to him. And then you got the IRS scandal, where you got Dougie Shulman with 157 visits to the White House. That's like once a week. Personally, I think he was there servicing the Almighty One. You know what I mean? If you look at Dougie's mannerisms, and I've said this in a number of other videos, there's no doubt in my mind that he exhibits those kinds of tendencies. If you watch the smile on his face when he comes out with that smart-ass answer, when he was asked why he was there so often, and he says, well, I was there for the Easter egg roll with my children. That's when he should have been nailed right between the eyes by Congress, but he wasn't. And then, I think the next shoe to drop is EPA. Yeah, EPA has an incredibly strong hammer, and they use it quite often. You know, like that's why they're shutting down a lot of industries, like the coal industry, and the ability for companies to look for oil in shale. You know, they have all kinds of laws that they can try to enforce. I even read an article where they've tried numerous times to go after lead in bullets, you know. So we're sort of impacting the environment in a negative way when we discharge a weapon in the woods because there's lead that gets into the ground or into the air. You know what I mean? They'll stop at nothing to try and achieve their objectives. So now we got Fast and Furious that really was never resolved. We got Benghazi that's been going for almost 9 months, and we've never even heard from any of the witnesses that were there on the ground. We don't know why they were there. We don't know how long they were there. We don't know what they did while they were there. We don't know which government departments they reported directly to. But I bet you that there are people that do know, and they don't want us to know. Huh? What do you think? And then you got this IRS scandal, and you got this AP scandal, And now you got this thing with Kathleen Sebelius, and like I said, I think the next shoe to fall is going to be with the EPA. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, does anybody think that the rule of law still exists in this country? I sort of don't, you know? Never in the wildest imagination could anyone conceive that an administration that has committed so many crimes against the American people would be allowed to remain in power. Unless they went about it the Chicago way. Yeah, you know, where they go ahead and they gather all kinds of information on key influential people, like the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, yeah, like the Chief Justice, John Roberts, yeah, and anyone and everyone else that's highly influential. And they blackmail them. Can you believe that? Can you believe that this administration would do that? How do you think Bozo became a senator? He didn't blackmail his opponents. He exposed sealed divorce documents on 2 of his opponents that were way ahead in the polls until those documents came out. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. See, that's how they do it. They suppress the information that can hurt them, and they highlight the information that can help them. That's what they do. Problem is, there isn't a whole lot of information that can help them. But the reality is, the majority of Americans are either too ignorant or too dumb to know what's really going on. They don't care. What was it? Fox News had a reporter go out there, and what did he determine? 1 out of 5 had a clue of what Obamacare even was. And when he dug down a little deeper, half of those didn't really know. It's pretty nuts. But I think it's all going to come to a crashing halt real soon. I think the stock market's going to take a major nosedive. And I think then he's going to bring about what he authorized himself to do. Why would any president authorize that he has the authority to bring in martial law during times of peace? It's never happened, ever. There's a lot that's never happened. Yeah, we're on what's called virgin ground, you know what I mean? But I think the virgin's about to get raped. What do you think? I told you what I think.